Good evening, everyone. Time is 6:16 p.m. and I'm going to call to order this board meeting for the tax increment reinvestment zone number 2. Announce that a quorum is present. We're going to jump straight into our agenda. We have 4 items for tonight, and we have public comments. Public comments on the yellow card will be given 5 minutes. And we have Mr. Robert.
I have a point of order question before I start, sir.
You don't get point of order. You can
Pardon me?
speak. You don't get point of order during public comments. You can talk in 5 minutes.
Okay, well, this is exactly why I'm going to be talking to the jury and asking for you for a $500 fine for that sort of attitude. My question was, who is in charge of this meeting? You are not the parliamentarian, the dictator, the sergeant at arms, and everything. I don't see the city attorneys here. My question is basically, who is qualified to be the parliamentarian? She has a seal, but it's practically worthless. When you stand up and say, I can't make a point of order, that's because you don't know what parliamentary procedure is. You don't know what Robert's Rules of Order is. You are one of the most mental midgets I have ever met. Okay, so now here we are.
Thank you, sir. You can go.
Pardon me?
You can go
Go where?
home. Bye.
I don't think so. Officer, did you hear that? Now is when you talk to him about remonstrance. Yes, sir. We had
Please-
this conversation
please-
just a minute
please
ago in the
remove
hall.
him.
Now you
Please
go
remove
talk
him.
to him and you call point of order and you find out who's in charge here.
Please remove
Otherwise,
him.
what?
You're causing disturbance.
No, I'm not. He's causing the disturbance. I'm trying to speak.
Do you want to sit down?
No, he has to go.
Why does he get to say what I do?
You gotta go.
Pardon me?
You gotta go.
Okay, you're gonna be fine too. This is gonna be a $10,000 ding on you, buddy.
Moving on to the regular agenda item. Consideration, discussion, and possible action regarding the appointment of.
You blew it. You understand?
Cool story.
Pardon me?
It's a cool story. You wanna go?
Cool story? It's not a story, dude. This is a civic, we are having a meeting. This is not 5th grade civics class. This is a meeting of a city government. And we don't have a city secretary, we don't have a parliamentarian, and we don't have a sergeant of arms. We have a security guard that doesn't know the law. I'll see you at 7.
Thank you. We do have decorum, and you can say anything you want to about me in my mayor capacity, but in the mayor capacity. Consideration, discussion, and possible action regarding the appointment of vice chair to the tax incremental reinvestment zone number 2, terrace number 2 board for a 1-year term. Council members, do we have a recommendation for this appointment?
Yes, Mayor, I'd like to recommend Councilman Aaron Moreno.
We have a recommendation by board member Ann Weir for for Ann Moreno as the vice chair. Is there a second?
I second.
Second by member Wallace. Any questions to the motion? Being none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Consideration, discussion, possible action regarding the appointment of a city, of a secretary, of the city secretary? Is that correct? Okay. Of the city secretary as the secretary of the tax increment reinvestment zone number 2 TERS board. Is there a motion on the floor?
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we do appoint the city secretary as the secretary of the tax increment reinvestment zone number 2 TERS board.
We have a motion on the floor by member Ann Weir. Is there a second?
I second.
Second by member Sonia Wallace. Any questions to the motion? Being none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Number 3, consideration, discussion, possible action to adopt the bylaws for the tax incremental reinvestment zone number 2 TERS board. Council members, any questions about that? Or is there a presentation? No? Well, I mean by staff. No, is there a speaker for number 3? About the bylaws.
Board members, you have in your packet a copy of the bylaws that were drafted by legal counsel, and all we ask you to do is to read over those and adopt those. You can vote on adoption of the bylaws for tax increment reinvestment zone number 2 is all that is required.
Thank you, sir. Any questions for Mr. Jones? Any questions about the bylaws?
They basically mirror the bylaws for TERS number 1.
Board members, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the bylaws for TERS number 2.
We have a motion on the floor by member Wallace. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by member Weir. Any questions to the motion? Being none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Item number 4, presentation discussion on a project and finance plan for tax increment reinvestment zone number 2, TERS number 2 board, City of Manor, Texas. Yes, sir.
Board members, I'd like to present Travis James with TXP as a presentation for you regarding tax increment reinvestment zone number 2.
Thank you, sir.
Great, thank you, board chair and board members, not mayor and council members in this setting. Good to see you again. Travis James, I help you with economic development, tax increment reinvestment zones. As Scott said, talking to legal and city secretary, what we're doing for this TERS is to follow the similar process to what you did on TERS number 1. So those bylaws you just approved are the same. You appoint a vice chair and a secretary, so in case folks are missing, somebody can fill in. We are following state law, as you know. And so what your final step that this board has to do, and then you have to do in your city council capacity, is approve the final project and finance plan. I think that is going to come to you at the next meeting. Again, you're going to follow the same process that you've done in the past. I'm also helping you on TERS number 3, so I'll be back in a couple weeks doing a very similar process so everybody in the community knows what's going on. So we thought it was a good idea to follow this process. So to remind you, in December of 2024, you all created the downtown TERS. That set in the base value. So a lot of the rules governing this TERS are outlined in this ordinance. You created a similar ordinance for TERS number 1 and TERS number 3. The baseline taxable value of this downtown TERS is $377 million. You're the only participating entity. You're putting in 50% of your M&O and your INS rate. And you established this TERS to finance infrastructure projects and maintenance costs associated with the redevelopment of the downtown area. So that's what you all made the determination, approved by legal, that you could create this TERS legally, and that's what you did at the end of 2024. To remind everybody, and you've seen this slide from me before, you got through steps 1 through 5. What you have not done is approve. You sometimes hear people call it the final project and finance plan. State law doesn't use the word final. We typically use the word final to separate it, to distinguish from that first step, which was the preliminary plan. So you create 2 plans as part of this, a preliminary plan and then what I'll call the final project and finance plan. So we're down there on step number 6. Once both of these entities approve it, you're good to go and you're able to legally spend money out of the TERS. So both for this TERS and any other TERS, you've got to get through all of these steps before you can legally spend that money. So y'all are in good state. This is your boundary. No boundary changes were made when you approved that TERS. That just tells you the land use. I know it's hard to read, but in the final project and finance plan, we have a little bit more description on those parcels. I was working with the appraisal district. This has a 25-year lifespan. When I did the forecasting, I held your tax rate constant at 2025 values. As you all know, every year you're resetting that rate. So the rate does sort of move up and down with the overall city's tax rate. It is not set in stone. So if one goes up and one goes down, that's how we determine that increment. In the past, as you all know, property values were going up pretty high, so rates could come down a little bit. Now values are down, so a lot of cities I'm working with are trying to figure out, how you work those two. So there's the value and the rate, and those two things work together, obviously, with the city manager and staff. I assume looking at the first 2 years of data, you're going to get about $5 million a year of new projects. This TERS is going to get kind of smaller projects, some large projects. But I thought using $5 million made sense. This is sort of the calculation I'll help you do going forward each year. But what you see 2024, that's what we call your base value. So when you created this in 24, the revenue you generate above the $377 million, you're going to put 50% into the TERS. So last year in 2025, it grew by about $60 million. At your tax rate, that's generating about $500,000 of revenue, and you're putting about half of that into the TERS. Does that make sense? So every year you're going to do that same calculation. Whatever the value is this year, minus the 377, divided by 100, times the tax rate, times 50 cents. Working with Leanne, who's great at the appraisal district, she gave me the 2026 preliminary value, and y'all are used to that. That's not what it's going to be. People protest values. I took 95% of what she told me. So add 5%, and that's really the preliminary value. Just wanted y'all to get an order of magnitude. Those 2026 taxes are not due until January 31st of 27. So when you reconcile your books and working with the city manager and finance, you should have about $256,000 in the account today. You're going to have to contribute another $300,000 about a year from now. So your balance today is about $250,000, and those taxes for 26 aren't due until next year. Everybody clear with that? So it takes time for all of that to catch up. All your TERS work that way. So I always say by the middle of the year that money shows up. So you do have a balance of $256,000. My forecast, it's a little bit hard to see down there at the bottom, but my forecast has about $37 million being generated by the TERS over 25 years. And that's all spelled out in the project and finance plan. So what does state law require us to do? You see this in the project and finance plan. Looking at what was done when you created the TERS, these are the buckets that we've allocated. So you can adjust this. You have to amend the project plan. This board approves it and the city council approves it. So you absolutely can amend it. But we thought these buckets would make sense to start. And there's a description of each of these. So $10 million for parks, streetscapes, and open space enhancement. $15 million for infrastructure. $5 million for economic development grants. So you're able to do Chapter 380 grants out of this. So we put about $5 million in there. Developer reimbursement. You could reimburse the developer for some of these other things, but as you know, what's common, especially on that TERS number 3, a developer will put infrastructure in place, and then you will reimburse them from this fund. So you're able to do that if you so choose. Municipal services fee is something that a lot of cities are adding. So if you start noticing you're spending a lot of providing basic services out of the TERS and you're not generating enough money, you can reimburse the city up to $2 million for those municipal service fees within the TERS. And then we just have administration and implementation. If you need to go hire an attorney, if you need to hire an engineer, if you need to hire a surveyor to do some things for you, you could either pay for it out of the infrastructure bucket or you could pay for it out of that administration and implementation. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. It makes sense. A couple questions.
Yes, sir.
Well, how many more slides you got?
I got one more.
All right, I'll let you finish.
No, let me see. Questions?
All
Comments?
right. All right. First question. This is to you and or the team. For Category 1 Park Streetscape and open space enhancements, and it's only because I read the definition of 3 economic development. Is that what we're projecting because we have a particular design or investment in mind, or could we also consider decreasing and increasing in economic development with a specific purpose of land acquisition? Okay.
So we could adjust those buckets, Chairman. We could adjust those buckets. That was based on some of the other planning work. So I think if you wanted to do it, it'd probably be easier to, let's say, move $5 million from that to something else. I think if you get too far out of these buckets, you probably have to amend the plan, which means just update these tables. But now would be the time, since that plan is not going to come back to y'all for another week, we can adjust these buckets and I can update the plan, and that would be fine.
That's just, board members, that's a question, that's a thought I had because I looked at the definition and most of us are going to 380. However, there's, opportunities if we owned, land downtown and if, if there was land that was owned downtown, that could be, developed in that space. And so, just something to think about and consider, from that. And I haven't thought about an amount, because I don't know what the thought was around the 10 million for the parks, scale. I know we talked about street lighting. I know we talked about sidewalks. I know those things can be costly. But that's what I was kind of thinking about is, and maybe, and my part two question is, because if they can't move because there's an intent behind it that equals up to the 10 million, then, do we need to have a disclaimer somewhere, that reallocates the, number 5 and number 6, that says, okay, if we don't need those amounts, that they can go towards, the backup plan for those can go to economic development for things including land acquisition. Does that make sense?
Yes, we could do that. I think the other thing people do is you would just adjust these tables as you started spending the money. So my recommendation would be every 2 or 3 years, you want to update your forecast and update your buckets. And so I would start with what you think makes sense. Again, I was working off the preliminary plan that you created, thinking about the comprehensive plan, but you can absolutely change those. You just want to make sure that you describe those improvements in a way, consistent with what the law requires. So I would say let's adjust the buckets now, and then we can always amend the plan if we need to add that specificity.
Okay. Well, it says related land acquisition under infrastructure,
Yes.
but it was under infrastructure, so that's why I'm asking. Could we just put that related land acquisition under economic development? Just put that language there, and then that way, something comes up year 1, and we're not planning on looking at this until year 2 or 3. There's space for it.
Yeah, I can add land acquisition under number 1 and number 3 if that provides clarity for those first 3. I can make sure, and if he's referring to page 10 of the document that gives a much longer definition, I can add land acquisition to number 1. Make sure it's under number 2, but numbers 1, 2, and 3 will explicitly say land acquisition, and then that would cover you. And then you have, the way the definitions are written, you have flexibility to call it different things.
Okay. Questions?
If you label it land acquisition in number 1, does the land have to be for park use?
I would label it in the definition in the project and finance plan. It has about a 5-sentence kind of definition. I would add it within that, not on that, but within the definition of what qualifies. It would allow, yeah, I mean, you could use it for streets, parks, open space, those kinds of things. But then you could also do land acquisition for infrastructure or just general economic development.
Okay, thank you.
That's my only question.
And like I said, if you're ever in doubt and it was a big expenditure, I would obviously talk to legal, but you could always just come back and say, we're going to amend the plan and just add an appendix and say, whatever we're doing is an eligible expense of the plan. And then this board has to approve it. Then the city council approves it. And then you're good to go because you've added it. I'm helping a client in the Valley do that right now. Legal wasn't sure. And I said, let's just add an appendix. It says this is a new project that's eligible for TERS money, and they're good to go.
Other questions, council members?
I have a question, and it's only because I may not know. So the category cost, that's what it would be. That's the estimated cost over that 25-year period.
Mm-hmm.
And that table 3 that you had, I don't know what page number 8, where or I guess that was slide 8. No. But where we have the 250,000 currently, and then it'll go there. But you said at the end it would be like 37.
Yeah, 37 million. So I've shown about 40 million of costs. I mean, you sort of have to do some rounding.
So the rounding, does that mean that it's short and it won't pay for itself, or that there's potential for it to like that's how I'm
Yeah, there's
seeing the understanding.
yeah, sure. No, there's potential. I could be low and I could be high, and so you typically say, hey, here's what we think the revenue is. Here's roughly what the expenses are going to be, and you're required to say how you think you're generally going to spend those funds. But that's why I would always come back every 2 or 3 years, and you would just update that table and say, here's what the actuals were, here's what the forecast is, and then you can adjust those buckets up and down.
What's the what would change to make it increase? Or what would we
You
look
know,
for it to change?
I'm assuming $5 million a year. So I'm thinking as you think about your downtown area, I'm thinking about smaller scale improvements. You've had some residential come in, you've had some retail come in. I'm just going to make this up. You get a 6-story, someone buys 2 blocks and does 2 6-story apartment buildings that are $50 million each. Somebody doing a catalytic project that we're not contemplating. And so this forecast builds upon your preliminary forecast that was done when you created the TERS. So if we think that 5 million is too low, we can adjust it. But that's why I always say every couple years, come look to see where you are so you know what you have to work with. But at the same time, we hit a really bad recession, things slow down, or for some reason the city dropped its property tax rate. Even if you had the same level of development, you're just generating, right? State law changes or something happens, right? You might generate less money or larger homestead exemptions or something like that.
Other questions or comments? Okay.
So I
this
don't
item-
think you all have action tonight, just to be clear, Scott. There's no action. They're going to adopt the plan, I think, the next meeting. Yeah, so you'll adopt any changes you want, I guess, send those over to Scott. We can incorporate those in the plan, and then this plan will come back to you.
I think we have bylaws tonight.
Yeah, bylaws tonight, but then next time the TERS board meets, the TERS board has to approve the plan first, and then it goes to the city council for approval. So we're not quite done. So bylaws tonight, then you'll have to approve the plan, and then you're good to go. And working with finance, they're uploading everything to the comptroller's website as well to make sure you're in compliance.
All right. Well, team, we don't have any action on this one. So thank you for coming out and your patience, and we'll see you soon.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right. The time is 6:39, and this meeting is adjourned.
You can turn this microphone off, please.
Good evening. The time is 7:02 p.m. Announce that a quorum is present and call to order the city council regular meeting. Everyone please stand for the invocation and the pledge of allegiance. Bow your heads. Dear Lord, we just thank you for today. We thank you for all of those that are here present. We thank you for our city staff. We thank you for our residents. We thank you for our council members. We ask you to bless us and keep us. Give us your wisdom and understanding. Thank you for all you continue to do for the city. And thank you for all those that continue to protect us and keep us safe. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. All right, council members, we've got a few public comments today. And we're going to start off with Mr. Robert. You have 5 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I got tossed out of the meeting this afternoon, which was basically another example of why we need to have a parliamentarian present. We need to hire a neutral person to keep track of Robert's Rules of Order so that people don't get thrown out because someone gets upset. Remonstrance is protected in Article 27 of the Texas Constitution Bill of Rights. So when you throw me out, I'm going to ask for a ding at the jury. You guys don't seem to appreciate that we have a lawsuit coming down the pipe. And basically everybody I'm looking at is going to go bankrupt. Now, you don't seem to take it very seriously. This is the filing from the assistant DA, Miriam Chavez. She's taken it so seriously, she filed like a 90-page response. You guys are going to have to file a response, and you're going to have to hire your own attorneys. The city attorneys do not get to work with you. That's a conflict of interest. Because the city attorneys, they will be looking for their own attorneys, because they are also defendants in the case. Now, I set up this ding system to try to let you understand what's going on. Excuse me. The idea is, basically, every time you screw up and you don't put the consent item minutes in there, I'm going to ding you. And I'm going to ask the judge and the jury to fine you personally for every time you screw up. When you have the minutes on there and the minutes are not in there, I'm going to ask that you get dinged. Okay, and it's a ding, maybe $500, maybe $5,000. I'm going to ask for $1,000 for what you did this morning, or just a little while ago. I'm also going to ask this police officer to be fined $500. And I'm going to ask that the police chief be fined $1,000 because the training is inadequate. The problem was his training and the fact that you think we're still like a 5th grade student council. We are a city now, and we need to start acting like it. There's a reason that the city charter is recommending a 2/3 pay cut for you guys. It's because you do such a miserable job. And you've been doing secret meetings to try to put this in context. How do you put in context a charter revision committee that wants you to take a 2/3 pay cut? I did a Freedom of Information Act about your mayor's ball that lost like $30,000, and I didn't even get a list of your awards. You were so embarrassed about your award list that I didn't get it, and then the city attorneys are fighting for it. I did a FOIA request about your curriculum because I don't think you're a qualified teacher, and you wouldn't even give your curriculum or to the city attorneys, the public school attorney is fighting to protect your curriculum. That's how embarrassed you are by your school curriculum. So it's really sad, really, really sad. Okay, item 3, a tree fee, Boyce Street. Whoever put that on there, Scott Jones. Jones is the only guy that's going to survive bankruptcy because he's a real estate guy. He pretends he's a planner. He's not a planner, he's a realtor. He's selling out our town. He probably does have 3 houses, or maybe 4. You get to keep 1 house, your homestead. That's all you get to keep. If your wife brought a bunch of savings into your marriage, those are going. They're going to me, Bobby Reese, Austin Bocce League, and City of Manor. It's going to the federal court, and that's triple damages. Now, these CIFAC appointments, total joke. No candidates named, no applications, no qualifications. When you appoint someone to the impact fees, where's the parkland fees? Oh, we forgot to. I mean, really. Ms. Pena, I don't see her here right now. She's the finance director. Have you looked at the budget? There's no parkland funds in there. Where's the $1 million go? You're in charge, Sonia is in charge of the Parks Committee. Remember that? They can't even figure out which way the north arrow is supposed to go. They can't even spell Timmerman Park. It's 2 N's. So when you put an agenda item on here and you don't have every single thing, when you say a presentation's attached and it's not attached, that's going to be a ding. So unfortunately, I didn't bring the list. I was going to read them to you. But basically, here it is right here. Okay, Uvia, today basically $1,350. Times 8 because it goes to federal court and exemplary. Ms. Pena, $500 base times 8, $4,000. I thought Paige was going to be here. Basically, the more credentials you have, the higher your fines are. If you think you can play dumb, you'll have low fines. In other words, the night's attorney, I'm charging them $1,500 for the stuff they did on the agenda today. Harvey, you're on here $46.50. Times 8, that's $37,200 that the jury might fine you. They might just fine you 10 times that, you know? I'm not the jury. I don't determine the fines. I make a suggestion, that's all. These developers, Davis Capital, Jung, Bill Block,
Thank you, sir. That's your time.
oh, you're so welcome.
Next, we have Ms. Pam Fowler.
Good evening, Mayor Harvey and the Manor City Council members. My name is Pamela Fowler Dickerson, and I am a proud resident of the Lydic community. Just a few weeks ago, the Wilbarger Creek Conservation Alliance board members presented each of you with a packet of information regarding the reunion celebration of our community turning 143 years old. One of those flyers was a Lydic Community Cleanup Day. On Saturday, May 30th, our community came together to have our first community cleanup. I stand before you to say thank you, and to the many individuals and organizations that helped make the cleanup a success. I would like to publicly thank two of our council members for being a huge part of this cleanup. First, Councilwoman Lion Ann Weir. Yes, she is a lion, and we serve. Your presence was an inspiration to our community. You came out ready and prepared to get your hands dirty. Thank you for not being afraid to step in uncharted paths to pick up trash and debris. Thank you for helping to put that trash into the dumpsters. You walked through the community, had conversations, and made lots of new friends. Your encouraging words gave hope to a community that desperately needed this cleanup. Thank you, Councilwoman Lion Ann Weir. Secondly, I sing praises from this rooftop to City Manager Scott Moore. When I first approached you back in April at the Manor PD banquet about the cleanup, I thought if I don't ask, I won't know. And if he says no, then at least I ask. Well, I asked, and you immediately said, that is a great way to get the community involved, so send me the flyer and let me reach out to Nick Ramirez at Home Depot. They are looking for community cleanup projects. I emailed you the flyer, and from there you not only communicated with Nick, but with many others, like Mark from Frontier Waste, who brought out 4 roll-off dumpsters that were requested by the city. Those dumpsters were all filled. Your street superintendent met with Travis County maintenance crew first thing on Monday morning and was informed the county would remove the tires and batteries along with the brush throughout the neighborhood. Thank you, Mr. Moore, for going above and beyond to make all of this happen. You not only made contacts, but you were out there helping to pick up trash and debris as well. You never left us, and when you did leave, you called back to make sure we had everything we needed. You walked the neighborhood to see the needs. Your encouragement when it looked like we were running out of resources continued to grow. On behalf of the residents of Lydic, we are truly grateful for all the help we received. It gave our families a sense of hope and pride to know that our elected officials care about us and gave us the resources we needed. It is our hope to make this event not just a one-time cleanup, but a yearly bulk cleanup, and in between that time, we will work on the small stuff throughout the year, getting everyone involved to keep our community clean every day of the year. Mr. Moore, your words of building trust and respect, one day at a time, will continue to resonate with our community. To the City of Manor, I hope you know what a true gem you have in Mr. Moore and Councilwoman Lion Ann Weir. They not only talk the talk, but they physically walk the walk. We invite each of you to attend our 3-day Lydic June reunion on June 19th through the 21st. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Mr. John Beal. And you have 3 minutes, sir.
Mayor and City Council, I can't tell you how encouraged I and all of the residents of Lydig that turned out, about 50 people turned out. The first one to show up was your city manager, Scott Moore. And my favorite moment of the day was when a lady came up and gave him a big hug and said, "I wish you could be our city manager." I think you were still there at 6 o'clock at night, or you came back. It was just very encouraging. And Councilmember Weir showed up shortly afterwards, and I can't add to what Miss Fowler has had to say, but it was a great day in Liddig, Texas. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Hernandez, Juan Hernandez. And you have 3 minutes, sorry.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor Harvey, and Maynard City Council. My name is Juan Hernandez. I am here to thank you for everything you did to make our Liddig community cleanup such a huge success. And to say special thanks to City Manager Scott Moore and Councilwoman Ann Weir for everything they did and for being there to help us on Saturday. We had over 50 volunteers. We picked up 5 dumpsters full of trash, over 42,000 pounds of trash to be exact, and a stack of over 50 tires. Thank you so much for everything you did to help the Liddig community. We are very much appreciated, and we hope next year you guys can come again, and all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. And I ask Miss Ann.
Can I hand this to you guys? So this is, first I wanted to thank you guys so much for everything the city of Manor did to help us with our cleanup, donating the dumpsters and showing up to help us in the community. City Manager Scott Moore, we cannot thank you enough for everything you did in the lead up and follow up to this cleanup. And Councilwoman Ann Weir, you guys were the first persons to show up, even before anybody from Liddig or Wilbarger showed up. So we cannot thank you enough for that and putting in a tireless day of work. And I have pictures of Scott Moore up on the truck throwing stuff in the dumpsters, which we'll send to you later. Like, we'll make sure you get them, and we're going to put them in the, hopefully they'll be in the Manor Journal. So we cannot thank you enough for everything you did. And we just wanted to also, can I actually hand, we brought handwritten notes for Scott Moore and Councilwoman Weir. Can I hand you those? I meant to send them, but I wanted to get them to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much. That's from all of us. And I just wanted to say, we just printed up, Pam did some beautiful flyers for the actual weekend of Juneteenth, all the events that we're going to have. And it's going to be a lot of fun, no throwing tires around. We're going to have the community at Sparkling Clean, thanks to Manor. And we hope we'll see you there just for some fun, some good food and drinks and a lot of fellowship. Thanks so much.
Thank you. All right, council members, that concludes public comments for today. We're going to jump straight into our presentations. First up, we have Manor Business Spotlight Award, Ms. Ashlyn Taylor.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The Manor Business Spotlight Award, just as a reminder, it recognizes outstanding local businesses that are nominated by Manor residents for their positive impact on our community. For the month of June, we are proud to recognize A&G Insurance Agency as our Manor Business Spotlight Award recipient. Residents nominated A&G Insurance Agency for their exceptional customer service, welcoming atmosphere, and commitment to helping local families and business owners find the insurance coverage that best meets their needs. Community members consistently highlighted the time, care, and personal attention the team provides, along with their dedication to making the insurance process understandable and accessible. A&G Insurance Agency is also recognized for its strong connection to the Manor community, offering bilingual services in both English and Spanish and building lasting relationships with residents through honesty, professionalism, and compassion. As local business owners, they continue to make a meaningful impact on the people they serve every day. Congratulations and thank you for your continued service to the Manor community. Usually at this time, we would present the Manor Business Spotlight Award, but Gloria, the business owner, was not able to make it. So
Thank you very much, and again to the team, thank you all for doing the work to identify and highlight our businesses that are doing well in the city. Next up, council members, I have a presentation. It is community program opportunities, youth and adults, and and really what I wanted to do was just kind of highlight an opportunity that I'd like to make you all aware of, and there's a few other things that I'll bring once I get more information, but I want to highlight this opportunity as it connects to some of the work we've been trying to do around health, and then as I get more information, maybe bring it back and maybe see if we can task it off to the health committee to see it through. So if you can hit that slide. Had opportunity, as you all know, where I serve on the Austin Health Council, so I get a chance to meet monthly with a lot of the CEOs and VPs, if you will, over a lot of hospitals in the area, and talk about Maynard and the different things we're trying to do. And so I was invited because of, sharing data and our healthcare disparities in our area. I was invited to go to this private event and meet the folks that run Better Health, I think is what it's called, and Track Like Gabby, Better Way. Is it Better Way? Yeah, Better Way. And Track Like Gabby. And what it is and Gabby was there, so I got a chance to meet the Olympic gold medalists. But what they have done is come together to do community events, and one, to promote health and awareness and preventative health care, but they also have this product that they're doing to try to get more people aware of their health and close gaps. If you can click the next slide, please. So basically what they've done, when you're thinking about healthcare, and you're thinking about you go to your primary care and they order you to be able to go and get lab work, blood work. Now you have to set that appointment, and Lord knows how long that's going to take. And the more challenging your health condition is, the more urgent it is to be able to get in and get your blood work. What they do is they basically have created they've trained, FDA approved, and have ways to now draw blood at alternative locations, so that you can be able to get your blood drawn and then get results via email within 24 to 48 hours, and that information can go to your healthcare provider. And so on the screen, there's just a few tests that you can do. Me personally, having to wait right now for about, I think I have 3 more months before I can actually go to my doctor, my primary physician. So I set this appointment a long time ago, and I'm just on this 3-month wait. I needed to get, I'm just basically going to go so they can give me permission to get blood work. Here, I just went ahead and just paid the fees. You can see this test start as low as $15. I ordered a full gamut of the stuff that I was going to do in my primary care. It was under like $300, and I got my results within 48 hours, sent to me with all the makeup, all the scales, graphics that said, hey, this is where you're at, this is where you should be, this is where you shouldn't be. And I am proud to say that I am pretty much healthy as long as I cut back on some ribeyes for a little bit. But the gist of it is, right, finding folks that understand healthcare needs. And they're not going to just kind of pawn us off, this community off on, stuff that's temporary solutions, but actually real solutions that's going to help people that can't get into West Austin, Northwest Austin, Southwest Austin, downtown Austin for their appointments. And so bringing things like this to the area is going to be helpful. They partner with HEBs. So you can imagine now, if you think about, being here and now you need to go do blood work, you could just go to HEB and do your blood work and get your results in 48 hours and then send, they can send it, or you can send it to your primary care physician, and now they can read your results. And now when you go to the doctor, they have something more meaningful to say versus you just going there paying, doing all the time, paying to be there, so they can give you permission to go get data, so that you can come back to them, so they can tell you what the data is. And so it's an Austin-based company, very, very good people. And I just would like to, my intentions is to explore, learn more about what the event looks like, and what it could look like in Manor, when it could happen, if there's any expectations on our end. They typically do a lot of the work themselves, but just find out more about the more about the event, what it entailed. Typically, if it's when it's arranged, Gabby would be there at the event as well, to draw more folks out there doing autographs and those kinds of things. So it'd be great for youth or students that are young people in sports, or even older people into sports. And then they have their ton of information, giveaways, and then I have a lot of people on staff for folks that want to do it. So I just wanted to do this presentation so that you could be aware. Every time I'm out and about trying to learn and find solutions and opportunities that I believe are more meaningful. I understand that, like, there's a lot of telehealth stuff, but they can only tell you what's wrong as good as you can tell them what's wrong. And so this right here gets rid of all of that. And now you know what's wrong. Yeah. So I just wanted to give y'all that update, let know that in addition to the other stuff that we're doing to try to bring more meaningful healthcare work to this area, that this is an opportunity that might be proved to be really big for our community and for everyone that needs help. If you all recall from the Black Men's Health Clinic report, and it was talking about that disparity and the transportation issues when they did the survey and all our residents, when the survey of our residents here, that was one of the big things that was a finding, was transportation was a barrier, huge barrier to healthcare and these appointments and stuff. And so bringing someone here that can work with the Walmarts, the HEBs, the Super Mercados, and other entities where they can have a host, and maybe even some of these other clinics where they can, and the training is pretty easy. So these individuals that want to also participate in that process, they've been approved to have other people to be trained, whether you're medically licensed or not. And so some great opportunities that could potentially get people access to knowing. And her story is pretty, I don't want to steal her thunder, but she talks about the fine tuning it takes to be an Olympic athlete, and how this service allows her, especially with the different things she lives with in her personal life, and the necessary for testing, so that she can be able to monitor those things and train and adjust eating, diet, and those kind of things as she's doing those major competitions. So, questions? Okay. Again, I just want to make you all aware that exists. There's as I get more information about a couple of other things, I'll bring it to you so that I can let you know these heads up, and then bring back so that we can talk about a committee that might be a good place for that, along with staff. Okay. Last on my presentation is we have a new intern, and come on up to the mic. We have Miss Tanea Clark. Tanea is a student at Houston-Tillotson University. She's also a Manor High School graduate, lives here in our area. And yeah, we're excited about business major. Yes. And we're sophomore.
Incoming sophomore.
Incoming sophomore. And so we're excited about having her be our second ever intern. And I'll just let you share kind of a little bit about you, and go from there.
Okay, I got this ready. Okay. Greetings, everyone. Greetings, Dr. Harvey and the City Council. My name is Tanea Clark. I'm currently a sophomore at Houston-Tillotson University. I'm a business major concentrating in the real estate program. I am a passionate young woman who is driven to believe in different things and passion. I lead by confidence and I enjoy being involved on campus through leadership roles. I serve as the newest Miss CSA, so as I take on this role, I want to lead by example by using my voice and vision and the determination to inspire others while leaving a positive impact on other students. As I do this internship, I just want everybody to know on this council that I hope I leave a positive impact. I hope that I leave more than I came with, just education wise, material wise, and then hope that I can return back with a better impact. Thank you.
Thank you. Wait. Come on back. Anyone have any questions for her? So,
I do.
go ahead.
What strengths will you be bringing to the internship that you have already?
One of my strengths is graphic designing. I did design this within less than 20 minutes, and I do all my tasks with the manner of the deadline. So if Dr. Harvey, he'd be like today, I woke up to an email, highlighted, get this, I need your bio. I had that in right then and there. So that is one of my strengths. When it comes down to work, I get my work done.
Thank you.
I can
welcome.
attest to that.
And
And knows Google really well, which is a plus for me because this particular time I was looking for something, but I'm not used to people knowing how to create the additional tabs in the Google documents. And so she was like, "It's there." I was like, "I don't see it. It's in there. It's in the document." So I looked right there on the tabs. I was like, "Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much." So we're excited about working with you. I know she's already going around meeting staff, and so looking forward to the work and output and your learning and our benefit. So thank you very much.
Thank y'all.
Just kind of connected to interns, we have a growing interest. We actually have two that have signed, and Tanea's going to be here through the summer. And then we have two other folks that one has already been interviewed, but we have another one that is, and this gentleman, Dan, was it Dan? Don. You was on the interview, but that's why I was looking at you. I think his name's Don. He's actually, he's retired and he's doing his second career, and he'll be, he's a former staffer for a governor in a different state and has a lot of experience, and he's coming to do his master's level intern from Texas State, and he's going to focus on a lot of policy stuff. And so I'm looking forward to that because that is perfect timing as we get ready for the new legislative session, and we have about two or three big items that we want to try to navigate through that space. And then we've another Texas State intern has asked to be interviewed for the fall as well. So all the way down from San Marcos, they're loving the city of Manor. So it's picking up, and we'll be working with them and the University of Texas to start with a training program for all of us, for everyone else that might be interested in becoming a intern. Having an intern for the program. So very, very good things coming from intern program, in addition to other cities wanting to know what we're doing and how we're doing it. So kudos to you all for voting and supporting the initiative, and for staff for holding it down and ensuring that we have all the legal things in place for that. And I think that's it for my presentation. Consent agenda. All of the following items on the consent agenda are considered to be self-explanatory by council and will be enacted in one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless requested by the mayor or a council member, in which the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. Number one, consideration, discussion, and possible action regarding approval of the city council minutes. Number two, consideration, discussion, and possible action on ratifying the bylaws for the city's tax increment, increment reinvestment zone number 2, TERS 2 board. Is there a motion on the floor?
Mayor, Council, I'd like to make a motion that we accept the consent agenda as read.
We have a motion by Councilwoman Wallace is on the floor.
I
Is
think
there
I
a
need to approve the
Second.
consent agenda as read. Okay.
Yeah, approve the consent agenda. We have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Wallace. Is there a second?
I second.
Second by Councilwoman Mesco. Any questions to the motion? Being none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Regular agenda, consideration, discussion, and a possible action on a tree fee in lieu for Boyce Street parking lot. Yes, sir.
Mayor, Council, my name is Michael Burrell, Development Services Director for the City of Manor. This item has been brought to you before, and it has gone through a few different iterations to try to achieve something a bit more appealing and beneficial to the community. When it came before, a lot of trees were removed, especially larger ones on site. Working with the engineer as well as the property owner, we were able to maintain the 2 largest trees on site while also adding additional plantings to add to that aesthetic for the parking space. Eric Davis is available for questions. I can answer some as well if there are any, but we are hoping that this is a bit more appealing in terms of the vision you may have for this space.
Okay, questions, council members?
Michael, can you explain how this one is more appealing?
So if you look at those very faint circles, one on the far left side of the page and one in the center, those are actually the 2 largest trees on site, whereas before they were removed. Additionally, they added additional plantings to go around that tree on the western side of the property, as well as additional plantings to kind of screen that area from the right-of-way. So anyone passing by won't just see pavement. And it also maintained the larger trees on site that are much more established.
Other questions? If there are no additional questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, Council, I'd like to make a motion that we approve a tree fee in lieu for the Boyce Street parking lot at $200 per caliper inch.
Well, motion on the floor by Councilwoman Ware. Is there a second?
I second.
Second by Councilwoman Mesco. Any questions to the motion? No questions to the motion. All in favor? Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Number 4, consideration, discussion, possible action on development agreement establishing development standards for tailgate station development relating to a signage and outdoor lighting. Yes, sir.
Mayor, Council, this item is a development agreement that's pretty standard for gas stations with digital fuel pricers. There already was one at this site, but they wanted to update their signage, which upon doing so triggered us letting them know that they had to bring the rest of their site into compliance. They worked with us very easily. They made corrections very swiftly, and their site is now in compliance with what the code dictates within the development agreement. This is just papering it up so that there's the agreement in place to go with the changes they made.
Okay. Questions, council members? If none, I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, Council, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the development agreement establishing development standards for the tailgate gas station development relating to signage and outdoor lighting.
I have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Wallace. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Weir. Any questions to the motion? No questions to the motion. All in favor? Opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Moving on to number 5, consideration, discussion, and possible action on a second amendment to the 380, Chapter 380 grant agreement to Jiwang Zhang, owner of the property located at 101 West Boyce Street, to provide an extension of time to accommodate for unforeseen construction delays. Yes, sir.
Mayor and council members, Scott Jones, Economic Development Director. The owner and developer has asked me to request y'all to postpone items 5, 6, and 7 because they didn't have time to, they didn't get a flight here, basically. So they're going to ask to postpone these items to the June 17th meeting so they can get here because they wanted to be here to talk to you in person. So I told them that probably wasn't necessary for the amendment, but they really wanted to be here, so they would request that you postpone this item.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion on the floor?
Mayor, Council, I'd like to make a motion that we postpone item number 5 to the June 17th, 2026 regular council meeting.
We have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Mesquer. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Weir. Any questions to the motion? Being none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Consideration, discussion, possible action on an amendment to Chapter 380 agreement to Bill Block, Inc., owner of the property located at 104 West Boyd Street and 108 West Boyd Street to provide an extension of time to accommodate for unforeseen construction delays. Do we have a motion on the floor?
Mayor, Council, I'd like to make a motion that we postpone this item to the June 17th, 2026 regular council meeting.
We have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Mesquer. Is there a second?
I second.
Second by Councilwoman Wallace. Any questions to the motion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Number 7, consideration, discussion, and possible action on a second amendment to the Chapter 380 agreement to Jing Wong John, owner of the property at located at 107 West Boyd Street to provide an extension to time to accommodate unforeseen construction delays. Is there a motion on the floor?
Mayor, Council, I'd like to make a motion that we postpone this item until the June 17th, 2026 regular council meeting.
We have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Mesquer. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Weir. Any questions to the motion? Being none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. All right, Council. City Council will now convene into executive session pursuant to the provisions of Chapter 551 Texas Government Code in accordance with authority contained in. City Council will now reconvene into open session pursuant to the provisions of Chapter 551 Texas Government Code. Number 8, consideration, discussion, and possible action on an engagement letter with Mercer Ford. Is there a motion on the floor?
Mayor, Council, I'd like to make a motion that we approve an engagement letter with Mercer Fort.
We have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Wallace. Is there a second?
I second.
Second by Councilwoman Mesquer. Any questions to the motion? Being none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Number 9, consideration, discussion, and possible action on appointment of Community Impact Fee Advisory Committee members. Do we have a motion on the floor?
Mayor, Council, I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Grant Butler and how you say the lady name? Sarai Navarro.
We have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Wallace. Is there a second?
I second.
Second by Councilwoman Mesquer. Any questions to the motion? Being none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Time now is 8:57. This meeting is adjourned.